I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. On the backside of low pressure over northwest Iowa, northwest wind gusts of 55 to 60 remain possible through this evening. Isolated areas of rain and snow, mostly in Nebraska, come to an end this evening. For Kansas, the strong winds keep the fire weather concerns high and the chances of blowing dust going through this evening. The weekend through Monday is dry when high pressure builds in. Highs peak out in the mid-60s to the low 70s for Palm Sunday. There are some low-end chances of rain and snow Monday night through Tuesday night with the next area of low pressure. Forecast models currently indicate most of the moisture staying to our north and some areas of Nebraska and Kansas actually ending up in the dry slot. Daytime highs bottom out in the mid-30s to the 40s for Wednesday. Unfortunately, there's no sign of a warming trend in our long-term forecast. Nebraska and Kansas temperatures likely to be colder than normal Wednesday through April 13th, especially the mid to late part of next week. During the early to mid part of April, central Nebraska's average daytime highs warm to around 60, with average overnight lows inching towards above freezing in the mid-30s. The outlook turns drier for Nebraska and Kansas Wednesday through April 13th, with slightly below normal precipitation predicted. Key weather factors influencing the markets include more storms in parts of the U.S., concerns for snow cover in the northern plains, and rains becoming lighter in central Brazil. Today, multiple areas of the U.S., mainly in the Mississippi Valley, as far north as Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri, are bracing for the chance of severe storms, including damaging winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes. Snow and freezing rain moves from the northern plains into the upper Great Lakes. Tomorrow, lingering snow ends across the Great Lakes while windy weather spreads into the eastern U.S. Tuesday, another winter-like storm begins to cross the central plains with wind-driven snow returning across the northern plains. For the northern plains, it's another week of cold in additions to the snowpack, which increases the risk of significant flooding when it turns warmer and possibly very quickly. Towards the southern plains, the mostly dry weather continues as yet another storm bypasses the region with much-needed moisture for early next week. Central Brazil's wet season rain continues to become more isolated, and that trend likely is to continue through next month, increasing soil moisture concerns for developing second crop corn. In Europe, widespread rain continues for most areas through the weekend. Spain and Italy missing out on most of the rain, an unfavorable trend due to the drier weather the last few months. After a warm start, temperatures in Europe are now trending below normal, slowing the development of winter grains. I'm Paul Perkins. That's a check of your ag weather.